because I'm like completely exhausted. Because my last video was skipping a lot. The internet was like messing up. And the kids, for some reason, just popped up and wanted to play all over again when they was acting tired before I even got on the last live. So on the last live, I was explaining things, and I'm gonna try to explain them a lot faster this time because I'm very tired. And the story is not yet even done. It is like way far from being done. But necessarily, yeah, my family want me dead, and probably most many outside of my family too. But most trauma and different things come from childhood, and that is what the Lord is digging up inside of me. The more clear I get. See, the baby just woke up. It ain't even loud. I'm not even talking loud, and she just woke up. That's what I'm saying. But all in all, yeah, like spiritual warfare is real. Generational curse breaking is real. When you go to God, God will most definitely clear up any confusion in your mind about anything and take you to the source. Take you to the source of everything. And visually, visually, it won't be confusing. It won't be confusing. That's how you know the difference from the devil. The devil go bring in a lot of erratic of stuff going on. You ain't even gonna be able to connect the dots. May even feel the urge to jump on live and be like blah 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 blah. But you won't be in order. You won't be in order. I've been there. But I'm in order a little bit. No, I don't think I'm all the way in order at all. But I'm most definitely getting there. Now, when I say I got to tell on myself, telling on myself is telling on everybody else. I got to admit myself in front of the Lord. But see, the thing is, I'm on live. I'm not admitting to y'all what I'm doing is what I'm choosing to do because I got a YouTube channel. This is my platform, and it's where I want to talk on about the Lord and how the Lord is delivering me from things that I didn't even know I was dealing with because I didn't want to pay attention to it. How you doing, Gabrielle? How you doing, Fresh Boy? How you doing, Aiden? I said, bro, what the fuck? You better stop cussing. I'm talking about the Lord. But yeah, I'm really just trying to finish off what I started in my last live because my internet started acting funny. The kids start getting all wild and all of that. Um, Thank you for correcting me. I will watch my mouth. Okay. Um, but I just wanted to get it out because it seemed like my phone keep messing up. It got to get on the charger and all of that stuff too. But I at least wanted to finish up that last part because I'm still gonna go into this stuff some more tomorrow. But spiritual warfare is most definitely real, and like I said, I'm getting all my knowledge um from the church, different church videos I'm watching on YouTube that's being suggested to me to watch. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not subscribed to these channels, so when they come up as suggestions, the titles are matching the things that I'm trying to dig more deep into. How you doing, Ethan? Fresh boy, you just going on, ain't you? But no, like I said, yeah, I do feel like my family they want me dead due to all the details and the things that I'm figuring out in the clairvoyance that I got coming up on me. And it's not confusing. It's very understandable because sometimes people don't know when they are allowing demonic spirits to operate their vessel. Just like I didn't know a lot of the time when a demonic spirit was operating my vessel, in certain situations and cases, taking advice from family members that's not healthy at all for your life, and you realize the advice take you to hell, and you don't realize that till you're in hell and you got to get yourself up out of hell. So that's where I'm going when I say my family want me dead because they don't wish the best for me. My mama do, you know, but my mama ain't never been able to protect me, and that goes into a whole nother conversation when it comes down to single women and having to find support through the government system and different things like that Because when you lack the funds and the money, you really just getting what you can get when it come to help. And that's just really the truth. With a lot of families, such as mine and others. So if you ain't got the financial stability and your support is through the government, then you can only get the type of help that the government can provide. And most of the time, the government ain't providing the proper type of mental health or trauma type of therapy or counseling that we need. And that's just facts. All in there. I just said what I'm talking about. I'm talking about generational curse breaking and people performing spells on you and stuff, rather intentionally or indirectly, not knowing what they doing and different things, because it's all over. I don't have a TikTok account. I don't have um Instagram. Well, I do have those pages, but I don't be on them. And when I created them, I didn't find them to be, intriguing for me, so I didn't operate them. The only page I've ever operated is my YouTube channel, and that's it. So on all of them other networks, I really didn't know how often people was teaching about spells, black magic, and the corruption of the dark side, because, and I've never dug into it myself. So coming up on the awareness of all of this is really crazy for me, for real, for real. But it's not, the understanding of the details is not crazy to me no more, because I pursue clairvoyance and understanding through Jesus, the Lord. And I'm getting understanding, and I'm learning that it's coming from family trauma, from being a little girl in a very toxic family who keeps a lot of secrets, and they could care less. They'll die with their secrets, which means if they secrets has caused you to go through torment throughout your raising, if they will die with the secret, then basically they will let you die before they mention why you going through that trauma, or even could care to help you out of it. Because to help you out of that trauma that you talking about, you going through something that they probably experienced, or most definitely know about, but did not warn you, enough, because they didn't want to tell you about their experience or what happened to them and different things. So you carry that along with you when it comes down to things that happen to you. You don't feel comfortable to talk about it or tell nobody about it no more, because they already done told you in other situations where you done came to them and said, oh, well, so and so touched me, or so and so, and these are family members, or so and so said this to me, or blah 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 blah. When you're a kid, when a kid is a kid, how can they pursue anything without the direction of their parents? They're going to look in the wrong places. So in that situation, most kids are covered and protected by the Lord in those situations as they grow up. The Lord will also reveal things to them to help them come to a full understanding. But the thing that a lot of people skip over is actually calling on the name of Jesus and actually asking for the help that you need in order to clear your body and mind of all the confusion and hurt, pain, and everything else and above. And stories in the Bible do break down almost, not almost, stories in the Bible break down every single thing that we're going through in our lives. Everybody in this world can compare to a story in the Bible or many stories in the Bible. But if you don't ever get into the Bible, or if you sit the Bible down and get mad at the Bible and mad at the whole religion and mad at all of that, like I did, um, then you won't know the stories of the Bible, and you won't know that people of our history have went through all of this before, just like what we going through right now with the government system. People not looking at the government and Trump and Camellia as this is a whole change going on here. People ain't looking at this like this is a whole nother Moses time. This is a whole nother Jesus time. This is a whole nother, because the Lord controls the government as well. When you get into the Bible, then you learn how the Lord was instructing on how the government you supposed to go, and there's certain things that the government is not supposed to do. And if the government do those things that they are not supposed to do, that are against Jesus and the law of the Lord, then we come into what we call a world war. Because what we're going through right now has nothing to do with race and all of these different things that separate us as a people. We are going through a spiritual warfare, which is considerably World War III, but ain't nobody seeing it because it's a spiritual warfare. And if you're not connected with the Lord, then you're going to get gobbled up because the wrong spirit is occupying your vessel. You got to call upon the name of Jesus. And I personally didn't want to call upon the name of Jesus for a long time. I said that ain't his name because I went so far into Islam and other things. And I'm not saying anything is wrong about Islam or whatever. I'm not coming down on that. But what I am saying is the power in the name. There is power in the name Yahshua HaMashiach. There is power in the name Elohim. Elohim is not a name. Elohim is just a word that defines creator of all. Um, but the power in the name Jesus, it was proven to me through the Spirit that it's power in the name Jesus. In the way that I feel like the Spirit broke it down to me because I corrected my name. My mother named me Vanetta Gates, and I corrected my name to Queen Vanetta Gates. But at the same time, I understood that you know Yahshua was Jesus' name when he was a human, when he was a man, before the crucifixion and different things, and then when he became the Spirit, um, his name was Jesus. Is Jesus, So and then people in life change their names, correct their names, and all that. So I didn't really see why I even fought myself for so long about that. Why it wasn't clear to me that that's that's the name. Jesus is the name. It's the name. It just is what it is. Yahshua's the name too, but Jesus hold more power. I experienced the demonic experience when I was living with my cousin Mimi. I was living in a tent in her front room, my tent. I set up in her front room, and I was living in my cousin's front room. And this was back in 2020 when I made it back to Kansas City from my little traveling experience, when I feel like I ran away and kind of did a Job move or whatever. And I was going through a lot of depression and confusion. But I had a demonic experience living in my cousin's front room in my little tent, where I felt like my body I had woke up and I couldn't move. I couldn't even talk, and my tongue was being held and everything. And I was trying to say Yahshua, Yahshua. I was doing my best to say Yahshua, and even in my head, I was shouting Yahshua, 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 and I couldn't say it out my mouth. But as soon as I started saying Jesus in my head, I could start my mouth started to say it more and more, and I seen like man, it was scary what I seen. I was being held down by a dark spirit, and my dog wasn't next to me, but it perceived to be next to me, and it was like a demon dog. It was weird, man. It was scary. I was even trying to scream for Mimi. And when I came about the experience, I did run in there and wake Mimi up and say, "Listen to me. Listen to what just happened to me." So it wasn't a dream. I was woke. That wasn't a dream. So that was the moment where I realized that Jesus, the name, the power in the name Jesus was real. Because just by saying it in my thoughts, I was able to finally say it out of my mouth, and it fleed. Whatever was holding me down, whatever was restraining me from like moving and getting up and speaking, like someone was holding me down in that tent, in that front room. And that I started using the name Jesus again. The Spirit proved that to me. And nobody could convince me, all the debates and different things that I went through with it. So I wouldn't just assume somebody want me dead though, right? I'm talking about all the people that have told me that in their words. See, my cousin Lamonte, Monte, Fatty, he told me that on the phone. When my mama kept telling me to mind my own business and all that, when I was concerned about Mona. See, I'm about to go to bed. When I was concerned about my cousin Mona and I was going through that panic, He said that on that phone, he'll come pop me. You know what I'm saying? I said, oh, well, if that's the case, well, you know where my address at, you know where I'm at. Dude never showed up or nothing, but the threat did come out of his mouth. Now, my mama told me, why did you tell him to come? Stop arguing with. I said, I'm not arguing with him. Dude said he'd shoot me. Then he know where I'm at. What's causing him to delay? And why would he want to kill me anyway? She said, why are you worried about why somebody want to kill you? If they told you that they'd shoot you, then they'd shoot you. But he's my cousin. I ain't never did nothing wrong to him. If anything, I've helped his ass. I've helped him. I ain't never done caused that boy no wrong. So ain't no thought in my mind that he will actually really kill me. But my mama said he will. If he said he will, he will. That's what my mama said. So God said he will too. Because like I said, clairvoyance is coming through. And there's way more other people that done wish death on me too. Like my baby daddy, Calvin. He wished death on me. I got an auntie that wished death on me. I'm not going to say her name. Um, I can go through the dang on list tomorrow. Because I'm going to write down the names and recite them to throw all that back to all y'all. Because at the end of the day, you have no right to wish me dead at no time. Especially when I ain't never caused you no harm or no type of now if I done hurt your feelings, we probably done hurt each other's feelings. But I went in a different direction with my feelings being hurt. I went to the Lord and you go in a different direction. But see, I learned that's what people can do. And if somebody decide that they don't like you, they don't even have to dislike you a lot to go perform some type of ritual or some type of spell on you to hold you back. And this is what I'm learning from the Bible. Somebody can get mad at you very little and go do some stuff like that on you. So I mean, if the world crucified Jesus, ain't no way I'm gonna believe that I'm too good for crucifixion. It ain't no reason for y'all to do this. Just like Candace. When she cast that spell, she told me out her mouth she cast that spell on me. I don't have to sit here and act like stuff is just coming up out of my mind at all, right? Because at the end of the day, if you told me out your mouth, then the Lord brought your picture back to my head when it came down to things that's playing around with me. So even if somebody didn't intentionally go whip up some witch stuff on me, you allowing the devil to use your body as a vessel for him, not the Lord. So if you don't mess with black magic and you don't brew up spells and you don't consider yourself a witch, you still allowing the Lord not to use you, and the devil is operating your vessel when you are angry in thought and sending negative stuff people's way. You know what I'm saying? So the whole thing is you can't lose your faith and trust in the Lord at all, because the Lord is going to save you through all situations and through all things that you may feel like you going through that's confusing, because the Lord don't operate in confusion whatsoever. You know, hold on, I got to move some people because they want to talk crazy, and you ain't gotta listen to me, baby. You can stroll on past. That's all I'm saying. Now, as I was saying, if you letting negative thoughts occupy your mind about somebody else, then your thought to wish me dead is the same as your words wishing me dead when it comes to the spiritual realm. So you in trouble. Jesus don't let nobody touch his anointed. And you may think I'm nothing. You may think I don't matter, right? But Jesus don't care about what you think about me. So, like I said earlier, when my cousin literally told me that she cast a spell on me, see, she called me and apologized. She apologized the next day. Now, when I left her house after we hung out and the deep conversations that we did have, when I left her house and we left not in a good way, because she was accusing me of stealing her phone. She was like, "Well, where did it go? Where did it go? I don't know where your phone went. I've been sitting out here with you on the back porch with you, having our wine with you." She didn't want to accept that. She didn't know me well enough because this was our first time getting acquainted. So she just solidly, whatever. She went to her own little thing. Now, I would have never known she did this. But in my mind, she say, well, she cast a spell on me. And then the phone fell out of her son's pocket. And that's what made her call me back the next day and abruptly apologize like deeply to me. So regardless of her apologizing, do that stop her spell work? It could have, but maybe it didn't, maybe it did. See, I don't even believe in it 100% because I don't believe that that stuff can touch me, but apparently it probably did. Because my life has been going in directions of the details of when somebody do that type of stuff to you. I just didn't know the details. I just didn't know the details. But at the same time, the work of it, she said she cast a spell of revealing. Revealing. That's what she said. The spell that she cast on me was to reveal myself. Um, to expose myself from stealing her phone. That's what she said. But then she said the phone fell out of her son's pocket. And, she disciplined him or however that went. But that still don't stop what you immediately did on me through just you assuming something negative about me as if I would steal your phone. Like, whatever. So that, I forgot all about that. And when I was telling the story earlier about Mona and when she came over here and all that whole situation that had went crazy in the frenzy that day, it Candace came back to my mind in that moment. Like, dang, you forgot Candace told you she cast a spell on you. You know. And Candace, when we did hang out, she didn't like she was real like I tried to touch her locks or whatever, and she jumped away from my hand. I said, what is that, cousin? I wouldn't hurt you or nothing. And she was like, nah, you just can't, I don't let people touch my hair because of the energy and this and that and this and that. So when I was, around her for that little bit of time, I learned a lot, about certain things. But then at the same time, I was like, well, what even brought us back into contact? Like, what even brought us into contact with each other for any of that moment and all of that different stuff that happened? A funeral. James died. My little cousin James died. And later that night, when the family, we was all together, in Grandview at my other cousin's house, and we was all, communing together, mourning and whatever. And that's when me and her exchanged numbers, and we decided to make a day that we was gonna get together and get acquainted. You know, so I was at that time. I was in the midst of my children being stolen from me. And that was an already traumatic situation that I was trying to embody and deal with my children being legally stolen from me by their other family members. Um, but I'm going to have to finish this conversation tomorrow because I'm tired and my daughter is restless. And she got restless as soon as the dang on live came on because she was asleep before that. But like I said, um, I just wanted to finish up the last two stories I started in the last live or whatever because stuff is real and it's about to get even deeper because I'm about to do some exposing because what I'm not about to do is keep on holding on to these demonic stories. Like it's almost like I'm the priest in my family. Cause everybody done told me details that they want me to die with. They told me details they would have died with, but yet they told me. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Thank you for listening.